Hello, my geeks and creeps, my explainers and blood drainers, my little boodle-lollies. Rebecca Parham here, happy month of Halloween. So I just got home from going to Disney World. I know, poor me. My family was doing the Food and Wine Festival, and I actually got to do Mickey's Halloween party over at Magic Kingdom. And if you've never done that, that is something to check off your bucket list, because it's just so fun and so cute and so Disney, Halloween-y, spoopy. I love it. And it actually made me feel like I got to do something for Halloween, because October is normally so busy for me that I can never partake in my favorite holiday, Halloween. And all throughout October, I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to be able to do a Halloween video because I'm too busy, I got too much to do, and it takes so much effort. And then I saw everybody else on YouTube uploading their Halloween videos, and I'm like, hey, I want to do one too! So I got back and I was like, forget it, we're doing this right now. We'll just throw up the Halloween decorations, we'll just throw on the Halloween costume and makeup, and here we are. So this Halloween, I'm just going to talk about some really embarrassing costumes that I've had throughout the years. So I can't remember if this was my first Halloween costume, or at least the first Halloween costume I can remember. But growing up in the religious background that I have, my sister and I, when we were really, really little, one year wanted to go as a shepherd, and what goes good with a shepherd? A sheep. Who wants a lammy, lammy, lammy? I do, I do. If you don't know what I'm referencing, just go look up Lammy Lammy Dance, you won't be disappointed. Also, during that early time of my life, the not so embarrassing costume that I had was my sister went as Batman, and I went as Catwoman. You know, the Tim Burton Catwoman. I just remember that my mom wouldn't let me wear the little claws that came with the costume until Halloween night because she knew I would lose them. And by God, she was right, and that is a pattern that has been happening throughout my entire life ever since. I lose everything! So Apple, yes, I will lose one of your little earbud thingies, and I will blame you. Harkening back to a religious theme, I then, for several years of my life, went as an angel for Halloween. All I remember about it is that it was like a white robe and like a little headband halo, like it didn't stick up in the back like this and was fuzzy like those creepy, sexy angel costumes. You know what, I also remember that it didn't even come with its own wings, and so my mom and dad bought me the wings separately, but they bought the wrong type of wings. So you know how like angels have feather wings? Well, my mom and dad bought me like fairy wings, like butterfly wings. So I was the weirdest looking angel on the street. This was about the time period where my mom stopped allowing me to participate fully in Halloween. So I was allowed to hand out candy to kids in my neighborhood, but I wasn't allowed to go trick-or-treating. And I certainly wasn't being taken to Party City to go try on costumes. So I had to get creative after that. I had to pull together whatever I had. Creative problem solving! So one year, I was a princess, and that basically meant just taking the white robe from the angel costume and coupling it with a princess hat that my mom and dad bought me for my first trip to medieval times. I still have it, because I'm a pack rat. Ooh, flashbacks to childhood right there. So yeah, just essentially imagine little Becca in a white frock and this hat, passing out candy to the kids in the neighborhood and not going trick-or-treating herself. That's really sad. I think I ended up loving dark and creepy things in my adult life because I was repressed as a child. So about 4th or 5th grade, I had outgrown that angel costume, and so I had to get creative all over again. I was still not allowed to trick-or-treat, and no one was taking me to Party City to get a new costume to hand out candy. So I dug into the back of my closet and found a Sunday school dress that was like vintage creepy, if you ask me. So I squeezed into this little child dress, painted my face kind of like sickly dead, put my hair in pigtails, and carried around a doll, and just kind of was like this creepy little girl character. I was actually pretty proud of myself, and the funny thing is, I can still fit into that dress. It just smushes the girls really, really hard. So when I hit middle school, I went through my marine biology phase. I am a certified scuba diver to this day because I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was in middle school. And my hero was Steve Irwin. I was obsessed with the man. I had all of the merchandise, I watched all of his interviews, I went and saw the movie. It was awful. So naturally, if you love someone that much, you gotta be them for Halloween. But here's photographic proof that yes, it really happened. Oh, middle school Becca, you didn't know what you wanted out of life. So let's time travel to my senior year of high school. This is when I was obsessed with cats. No, not the creature. The musical. So naturally, if you're obsessed with a certain fandom, you gotta go as one of the characters for Halloween. And my character of choice was this one, Grizabella. For the many of you who are not familiar with the musical, this is the character that sings the famous song, Memory. Memory, all alone in the moonlight. So obviously you're not gonna find an official Grizabella costume at Party City, so I had to make one. All in all, the costume was a cheap black flapper dress, some fishnet stockings, a very fluffy white boa with some black accents that I cut into 2 pieces and made into a choker and the tail. I had these black gloves that I glued red nails onto, a very cheap set of black cat ears, and then I bought this piece of grayish-brownish material that I was going to turn into a coat and be all over ambitious, but I ended up running out of time and just pinned it around me like a cape. Top it off with that iconic cat makeup and mwah, you have Grizabella. I went trick-or-treating in that costume, and that was the last time I ever went trick-or-treating in my life. I took my brother to our childhood neighborhood that we had moved out of, and nobody knew who I was. This is not a new development. I have been this weird my entire life. It's kind of funny how my Halloween costumes are inadvertently like this documentation of where I was at any given point in my life. I don't know, just a thought. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you, so why don't you let me know about your most embarrassing Halloween costume in the comment section below? Oh, and another fun little thing that happened, I'm on the Annoying Orange. What? Ha! Take that, person who thought I was faking my friendship with Danebo. No, seriously, someone actually accused me of that. I have achieved my YouTube rite of passage. You may send me the orange play button. What? That's not a thing. What do you mean that's not a thing? There's an award for everything nowadays. But anyways, go ahead and check it out. It was a lot of fun doing that ASMR sound because apparently I'm really good at talking softly into the microphone. Alright, explainers and blood drainers, please have a happy and safe Halloween. Thank you so much for tuning in, but now I gotta tune out. Bye! If your path at midnight dark by a graveyard goes, and someone whistles, ooh, that's Mysterious Moe's. Or on a dark and stormy night while the tempest blows, if someone whistles, ooh, that's Mysterious Moe's. He sees all, he knows all, he gets in everywhere. One night he just might wait for you upon the stairs. So if you're going down the cellar, walk upon your toes. And if someone whistles, ooh, that's Mysterious Moe's.